Hey everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Growing Your Business Using Facebook. I'm really excited to be able to bring you this one. We've got a very special guest joining us, so I'll introduce you to her shortly. But you should get some tips and hints on using your Facebook page, whether it's for business or whether it's for personal use. Just some tips on today's webinar. If you have any questions, if you please put them in the chat feature. You'll notice that you've all been muted for better sound quality, and it just works out better for us with the recording. But we do like interaction, so please put your questions in the chat and we will get to them. So this session is going to be recorded, so every registered attendee will receive a copy of the recording so that they'll be able to refer to this a bit later. So take some notes if you wish, but you will receive the recording to be able to refer back to. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kerry Savrin and I'm the co-founder of Altitude Business Solutions. I'm a business consultant with over 20 years experience in lots of different industries, but I'm also an advisor for the Australian Small Business Advisory Services Program, or ASBAS as it's affectionately known. So today's presentation, we're going to be talking about why you need Facebook in your business, making sure you understand how Facebook works, optimizing Facebook, a little bit about brand building, and then we'll talk a little bit about content as well. I'm very excited to introduce our guest for this evening. Gina Lyell has 15 years experience in successful business management in frontline roles with a focus on marketing. It was a natural progression for her to start her own business along with her business partner, Carly. They now run Obsidian Marketing Solutions, showing business owners the power of organic reach and mentoring their clients to success. Hello, Gina. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
I've been really excited about doing this webinar, but I must say, you guys have only been in business for a short time, but you've had some really great success.
We have, yeah. So we launched our business in March this year, and it's just amazing. We have had some great success, and I guess it's about putting your money where your mouth is, and we get results, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's, brand confidence, and people are coming to us and watching what we're doing and seeing what we're doing and talking to the people that we're getting the results for. So yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's how businesses grow, when they're getting out there, and you've obviously done the right thing. So if you know me, and I know you and I know each other quite well, so this makes this webinar very easy, but I love a good stat. And I saw this particular slide recently, and I was really interested to see, this is talking about the amount of people per population in countries that are actually using social media. And I was really surprised by Australia. If you look at that, 71% of our population is on some sort of social media. Now, tonight we're talking about Facebook,
yes,
but this is talking about social media in general. And that really surprised me, because traditionally, compared to America, we tend to lag behind a little bit.
Yep.
But in relation to stats, we're actually doing the upkeep. And in some countries, like Eastern Europe, for example, we're actually well ahead. So that really surprised me. Is this a surprise to you, or you're?
Not really, because it's my industry. But yeah, no, it's not a surprise at all. But I guess it's just another indication of social media and how it's influencing our society. And if you're a business and you're not taking advantage of that, you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts.
Absolutely.
So, and we could show you how to do that. So,
and I think too, for me, I mean, I know I had my own business as a cafe 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, smartphones went around. Not everybody had a smartphone.
That's right.
Social media was a thing, but it wasn't really a thing that lived in your pocket everywhere that you went. So I think that the technology has really evolved so far that businesses now, as you say, they have to have it. If they don't, it has to be part of their business plan.
And it's not just a young people's thing either,
no.
like
us
oldies of we're on Facebook all the time as well. Which you know what? That's your market.
Yeah.
That's
I've got teenage sons, and they tell me that Facebook is for the oldies.
Apparently.
So yeah, look, that's really interesting. But why you need Facebook in your business is obviously it's to connect with people.
Correct.
So it's a social environment, but it's very cost effective.
Extremely, yeah. When you look at other marketing, even if you pay for people like me to manage your page and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So from around $95 a week, it is very cost effective. You don't get too many marketing, strategies and opportunities, like that. So definitely cost effective.
Well, it's got a great return on investment.
Absolutely.
At that price as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, obviously this is 71% of the population is on some sort of social media. So this is where the clients are.
Yep.
This is where they're going to find them.
That's right.
So, and the amount of time spent per day, this was another stat. Here I am with my figures again. But from 2016 to 2019, it's obviously, you can see there by the graph, it's slowly increased, but we've gone from 100 minutes a day to 136 minutes per day. But I know, I think people like me take up the average. I think I might spend a little bit more than 100, and especially in the ad breaks in between commercials.
Well, people like me, like I'm on it all day, but ironically not on my personal. It's funny because when I finish work at night, I actually scroll through my newsfeed and go, oh, that's what this one's doing and this one's doing, because I work on it.
And that's where I'm up to. Look, I must say I'm pretty addicted to it. It's not that great. But social media gives users the ability to connect online at a time that suits them.
Correct.
This is a really great, I love this little saying, because it made me think, you know, as a business, you put something up on your business page at 2:00.
Yes.
But your client or the person who is seeing that is not on there till 5.
Yep.
Then they're still going to see it at 5:00.
Yes.
And that's sort of like, wow, to be able to
if you optimize the post and you optimize your
everything
page
correctly. Yes,
yes,
you have it right. Yeah. So we're going to get straight into understanding Facebook, and obviously with understanding comes clarity, so that makes everything a lot easier. But these were 3 points that you wanted to bring up tonight in relation to this. So let's start with the first one. Facebook is not a business advertising platform.
No, and if we were in like a real live webinar a seminar or a workshop, I would be making everyone in the room actually repeat that back to us. So Facebook is not a business advertising platform. Okay?
Exclamation marks.
Yes. Yep. So that's like a very, very important to understand. That's the biggest mistake that business owners like make. So they go into it with this idea that they want to just advertise their business all the time. And look, you know, I liken it, like Facebook is it's a social media platform, okay? And I liken it to when you go to a barbecue and you run into some guy who's an electrician, and he stands there and you meet him and you know, like making a new friend, and all he does is, you know, say, oh, well, I installed an 8 kilowatt something or other Mitsubishi brand at some house the other day, and then I went here and then I went there, and if the whole time he just talked about himself and what air conditioning units he was installing, you'd be like looking for the nibblies table really quickly to excuse yourself and probably not going back near him again for the rest of the party. So Facebook is the same.
That's a really good analogy. I really like that, because you're right. Some Facebook pages, and we've all seen those ones that all they do is just go business, business, business.
Yes.
And it feels like they're talking at you rather than trying to get you to engage with them a little bit.
And we go into ratios later on, like in this session, about, you know, how much business do I post? Because obviously you also are looking to increase leads for your business.
You need to have a little bit of both.
Yeah, but essentially, as I said, we go back to that party scenario. So you introduce yourself. Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, yeah, well, I'm an electrician and I install, you know, air conditioners, blah, blah, blah. And then you move on to talking about other chat. You chat about things that you have in common that you can be connecting with. You may go back and touch on his air conditioning or the fact that he's an electrician or an air conditioning installer at some times during the conversation. And your Facebook page is exactly the same.
Absolutely. So Facebook is about connection and nurturing.
Exactly.
And I think that's what you're saying when you're saying don't just talk at your people and advertise them. Be a little bit, make some connections, be a little bit more nurturing.
Try and resonate with them.
And we've already touched on the fact that it's a social platform.
It is a social platform.
I mean, it was really created by, was it university students, wasn't it?
Yes.
So they were just thinking, you know, let's create something that gets us talking to each other.
And the thing is that there's algorithms developed in Facebook that will actually put you in the naughty corner for actually trying to use business as an advertising platform. So you can be advertising your business all the time till the cows come home, but Facebook would be like, we don't like that. We're just going to shove you in the corner. So you have to be careful of that.
So optimizing your Facebook, now the most effective use of your Facebook. So we're talking about your Facebook page, aren't we? So having your page set up properly?
Yeah, so there's a couple of elements with optimization and with reach, and and a lot of it can be very, very complicated. But I like to keep things simple, and I'm not interested in sitting down and studying every single algorithm that Facebook has. So we work in what Facebook likes and what Facebook doesn't like. And now we do research on that, we do testing on that. That's why we're the experts in the field, and then we can pass that on to our clients. So one of the things that Facebook likes is that it likes to have your page optimized. So that means setting it up correctly. Now that can be as simple as making sure that you have your service areas in, making sure that you have a phone number, and you know what, even business hours. Like recently I noticed that there was a new business who had launched, and they've gone up to a lot of trouble to actually launch their business, opened up their, created their Facebook page, and for the first week of their business, it had like always closed because they had missed updating their business hours. Now that's not good. So it's all the little things, and you know what? Facebook doesn't like it either. Things like your tabs. That's also part of optimizing. Another thing that Facebook doesn't like, if you have all these tabs that you're not using, Facebook doesn't like that. So if you're going to have a tab on your page, make sure you're using it, or get rid of it.
Tabs that you're on there are the ones that you're actually using. So, all right, so that's page optimization. When we talk about post optimization, what are we talking about there?
Okay, so there's lots of obviously factors, but we can't go into everything today.
No, just give us the important ones.
But so a couple of things is Facebook provide, you know how when you're making a post and you can see how people are feeling happy or feeling excited? And or you can check into places as well. So Facebook have provided all these really cute little features that you can be eating dinner and you can be feeling happy and you can be checking
They're helping you to connect, really, aren't they?
Yes, exactly. So Facebook likes it when you use those features. So that will also help optimize your post.
Fantastic. Number 3, hashtags. So many stories about hashtags. Tell us, what's the go with hashtags?
Well, in relation to Facebook, it's actually become really, really simple just recently. So Facebook keep changing their mind on hashtags. So if you're using them on other platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn, for example, they create a following. So they're used very differently. So on Facebook now, that Facebook are liking between 1 and 2. That's it. Really, really simple.
That makes my life so much easier, to be honest with you, because I can think of 2, but I can't always think of 30.
And I'm going to tell you what your 2 are, because hashtags are not used on Facebook for a following. They're actually used, again, to optimize your posts. And they're also used in as part of your Google search ranking. So because a lot of people don't understand or realize Facebook is its own search engine as well. Facebook is like a great big web page, a great big website, and you've got a page on it.
Well, when I search on Google and I'm trying to find something, Facebook is like the second thing that comes up.
That's right.
I see what you mean.
Because you're ranking. So if you can optimize your page and optimize your post, you've just improved your Google ranking, because as I said, Facebook is like one great big website and your business has a page on it, if it's a business page, not a personal page. So your hashtag ties in with your search engine rankings. Okay. So one hashtag should always be your business name, and the other hashtag should be like your key search words. So for example, if you're an electrician, it would be, Kerry's Beanley Electrics is your one hashtag, and the other hashtag would be electrician. So what people will be searching for you for.
Well, I've learned something.
Now.
So the next point that we're going to talk about is brand. So I love this saying that I've got here, but this is actually by a real estate trainer, and he says, Tom Panos, he actually says, brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So I think people get confused when it comes to brand, and they think that it is about the logo and the colour and all. And yes, that's part of it.
It is part of it.
But there are other points as well. And we've got here, number 1, we've got personal branding. So tell us what you mean by personal branding. Okay, well, personal branding, everything that you do, you say, even if people go, but I'm a bigger business. Like, they look at Gina and they'll go, oh, but that's probably applicable for you because you've got a small business. So, for example, part of my personal branding for people that know me is a flower in my hair. So that becomes part of our branding and our personal branding. And you know what? It doesn't really matter whether you're a big business or you're a small business. And if you don't agree with that, go and chat to Richard Branson about that. Because he is one of the biggest businesses in the world. And
he has done very, very successfully built that on personal branding.
Yeah.
So it is something, and it's something, again, that a lot of businesses shy away from. So
Yes.
I don't like to offer conflict with my advice with business coaches, but I find that a lot of business coaches will actually advise people to stand behind their business.
Yes.
Whereas with social media, unfortunately, it's the opposite. You need to be, because again, we're talking about connecting.
Absolutely.
So people don't want to connect with Beanley Electrical Services. They want to connect with
the
Carrie,
person behind
who owns it and runs it. Yes. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So logos and colours are obviously very important. Again, let's talk about Gina. So most people who know Gina, I wear very bright colours, that sort of thing. So again, that's very, and you know what? That also fits in with my brand perception, because that's the next point that we're coming to.
Do you know what's interesting though, just on logo colours? I know when we started our business, we thought about, you know, what are we going to wear and what's our uniform going to be like and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we probably went one step too far and we're a little bit pernickety about it. But at the same time, you realise after a little while how much people recognise you when you say about the flower.
Yes.
You know, people go, you always turn up, you're wearing the same thing. We know you're going to have a name badge on. We know who you are. And that just becomes part of your business as well.
It does. And I don't wear the same thing, but I always wear a flower in my hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even on my car, like on my logo, like a flower is part
on there as well.
The
Gina-fied the logo.
Exactly. Yeah, I have. So
brand perception, this obviously referring back to that, is about what people say to you and what they perceive about you.
And look, it's not, I mean, personal brand, it's great to be putting your personal branding into it. And it's great if that personal branding, like for me, for example, I'm a very colourful person in personality and in presentation. So that actually fits very well with marketing. Because people don't want to who wants a boring marketer?
No.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I find. It's like people respond to my dynamic and my energy because it's like, oh, we, you know, like she can do
fun,
this.
you're a little bit cheeky. You're a little bit,
but by the same token, there's also, for example, you know, like I work predominantly, or I niche, sorry, not predominantly, but I niche with tradies, like working with trades. And of course, you know, they can be like quite reserved and softly spoken and that sort of thing, but they're a concreter. So we all like to think of like our Aussie bloke like concreting and that sort of thing.
Larrikin,
there's this brand perception about it. So what I post on my concreters page has to fit in with that brand perception. So and what they perceive. So for example, a bit of a risque post on that, and can I say what it was?
Go for it. Go for
all right. So one of our most popular posts on our concreters page was that I like it wet and she likes it hard, which
cheeky,
for a concreter is great. Now this guy would actually never say in person. He would never say anything like that. But it went off. It was shared. The viral reach was phenomenal on that. Now, could I post that on my real estate agent's page?
Probably not.
No. So again, we have to work. And you know what? My real estate agent would say that, and my concreter actually probably wouldn't.
So true.
It's very much about brand perception as well. So it's not that hard, but you've got to find a balance between injecting your own personality into it, but also sitting within your brand perceptions. I'm incredibly lucky because my personality fits with my industry. So but I mean, you've got to sit comfortably with your brand and your industry and exactly what it is. And I was talking about this to someone the other day. We were talking about how much easier it is when you're authentic with all of your marketing through your business and personally yourself. Because if it's authentically you, it's just easier to keep up that, well, it is what it is. It is, definitely. But I mean, also, I suppose going back to like the concreter story. Now, if he went, if he turns up like in a nice, late model dual cab with, his brand across the side of it to do a quote, that's quite acceptable. If he turned up in a late model Mercedes Benz,
Different
do you see where I'm going with this?
Different story.
Yes.
You have an idea of what you expect to turn up at the door.
So, and Facebook obviously is your platform to be connecting and selling. People have to connect with your brand before they buy your product. So make sure that, you sit within your boundaries of the brand perception as well. So if you need any help with that, I'm happy to, always happy to have a chat with anyone about that.
It's great for somebody, a second pair of eyes to come in and look at your business from the outside in, because you get a different idea of it. So now we're going to talk about content.
Yes.
And professional does not have to mean boring. Absolutely not. So this is where we're going to talk about your stats that you like to talk about.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the 80-20 rule.
Okay, so this is a general rule depending on your business. Obviously, if you're retail, if you like sell like a product, if you have like a a product.
It's 3 o'clock.
Keep going.
Like a,
it's just Suri telling us what the time is. It's all good.
Yeah, so if you have literally like a skincare product or a clothing range or something, obviously you might mix this rule up a bit. But for general businesses across the board, it's an 80-20 rule. So that means 20% about business and 80% about non-business. So again, let's get back to that conversation that we're having at the barbecue when we're meeting somebody. So
this is a really good thing for people to know, because we're talking about Facebook being a social platform, but because it's our business, we're trying to make a bit of money as well. We're trying to let people know what our services are and what it is we do. So we want to have a little bit of that. So
you have to, obviously, you have to. And it's like, as I said, you go to that barbecue and then you run into that guy like in a couple of days later. You meet someone and they'll be like, oh, how's your business going? Oh, yeah, really good. And then you go on to be like talking about something else. Well, again, the best way to do business on Facebook is to stop posting about business. It's really that simple.
Absolutely. Now, I love this next one. I just love the picture. How many times per week or day should you post? The picture just says to me, I mean, look at that poll. There is so many announcements on it. There's so much stuff. And I think this is a question that people go, I just don't know. Some businesses post 3 or 4 times a day. Other businesses are posting once a week. What's the ideal, I guess?
Okay, so we're getting back to optimization techniques as well. So you can actually do whatever you like, but if you want your stuff to be optimized, and this page optimization and post optimization both of these come into these topics. So generally Facebook, again, what they like, what they don't like. Well, what Facebook likes, they don't like you posting under 3 times a week.
Okay.
They don't like you posting more than 10 times a week.
Yes. But that's good, because I don't like that either. I don't like that.
So ideally, if you can sit between the 5 and the 7 times a week, that's great. And the other thing is too, is because I've actually got mentoring clients who they were like, well, I have to post 3 times a week. So they get on a Wednesday afternoon and they post their 3 posts. Well, no, you've just tapped into an algorithm that's going to go, no, we don't want you to do that either. So Facebook don't like you to generally post more than twice a day. You can post more than that, but the more you post, it reduces your reach, your optimization, or your chances of it. Okay. So what you're trying to do with Facebook is to try and maximize every chance that you've got to optimize your reach.
Well, I guess if we even just think back to the general business to business relationships that you build, you will pick certain businesses that you yourself want to promote. And I guess Facebook's doing the same thing, aren't they? They're choosing, look, these guys have got their Facebook page optimized. They're posting the right amount of time. They're posting the right kind of content. Let's tell everybody about them. So that's,
and again, you've got to think about you're as a business page. So Facebook is still watching that, even though you might be doing all the right thing and you're not posting about business all the time, but Facebook are going to go, they don't want people to drive, they don't want businesses to drive people crazy either, because it's a social platform. Generally more than twice a day is that's the limit. Well, not the limit, but if you want to optimize it.
Absolutely. And bringing some personality. We've already spoken a little bit about this, but doing something different. I know from a previous business that I had, we used to do videos and we would post the bloopers, like the ones where you get the words wrong or, say the wrong thing. And people just love that. They love those funny, quirky kind of things.
Because it makes you real. It makes you not so perfect. And it makes you like, oh, that's like I would do something dumb like that, for sure.
So bring some personality into your post, people. Now, obviously, when it comes to any of this kind of stuff, what do they say? You plan and plan again. So you just keep planning.
And look, there's lots of tools that you can use within Facebook, which we just haven't got time to cover today to help with your planning and your strategy. There's scheduling tools. I think people have the perception that Facebook has to take up all of your time, and it actually doesn't. If you have your content and your planning and you get organized, and this is where we work with our clients on mentoring, and it's really encouraging to go and work with a client who's very overwhelmed because they're not organized, they're not strategizing, and they're not planning. And then by the time we've finished with them, they're like, it's just like a weight's lifted. They're like,
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
this was so easy, and it's not taking up all of my time, and it doesn't have to stress me out. And it's like, no, it doesn't. And it just,
I think absolutely. I mean, you guys have this amazing content planner that you have. So put the details on the screen and we'll email them off to you as well. But from a marketing perspective, I mean, before Facebook was around, there was, newspaper was the big place where everyone would advertise, or Yellow Pages. You wouldn't have a business and not be in the Yellow Pages because that's how people found you. But you still had to sit down and decide what ad you were having. You had to design it, what words are going to be in it, are there going to be any pictures? There was still a certain amount of design elements that you had to do to be able to run that. How often am I going to run that ad? Am I just going to be in the Yellow Pages, or am I going to put it in the local paper? What local paper am I going to put it on?
Oh, look, and like, for example, this time of year, like for our tradies, obviously we're looking, a lot of them shut down over Christmas. So we're trying to educate through personality posts, but also through business posts, so we've got lots of strategies in place for our tradies to be trying to get people to think about Christmas shopping is great, but make sure you've got that PowerPoint in to run your Christmas lights. Make sure that, that dripping tap, that's a problem now, you need to get that fixed before Christmas, and,
winding up,
exactly.
Ready
you need to be
wind up.
thinking about what you need to do before Christmas. So that's all strategizing, and we use these content planners for our clients as well.
I think this is a great idea. I mean, you know me, I'm very digital. I love the digital age, but I actually have a content planner, which is just a diary like this that I open up. I can easily see what I've planned and where it is and where it's sitting. And you can use this. I mean, this is great for Facebook, obviously, but you can use this for your whole marketing content plan.
Exactly.
It's not just Facebook related.
No.
So what is your strategy moving forward, and where are you going to go with that? So we touched a little bit on what you do mentoring wise, and you've got a special offer which is on the screen for everybody now. But you've got these mentoring packages. Tell us a little bit about those.
Okay, so they've been designed specifically for micro businesses because we find that micros, there is lots of government programs and that sort of thing available, but some of them just don't meet the mark. So that's where we come in, and we're able to offer. We don't have time limits either. I mean, generally our mentoring sessions are between 3 and 4 hours, but we can come back again if we feel our sessions end when we feel that the client has received value for money and that they've learned what they need to know. There's no point, them paying money and then not learning what they need to know.
Absolutely.
I guess that's our point of difference, and that's something that's being received very favorably by lots of people out there.
Absolutely. And from my perspective, I had a business 10 years ago, and there just wasn't this kind of mentoring package stuff around back then. And if I could have spent $199 per month to have somebody come in and help me out on the things that I wasn't an expert at, I was really good at dealing with people. I was really good at making coffee, and I was really good at making food. But all the other stuff, like advertising and all that, is not great.
And this deal that we're offering now, this is our once-off mentoring package.
Great.
So we do have an ongoing mentoring package, which is a different price again. It's actually a little bit cheaper, but it's for a 6-month term. So, and that's exactly what we do. We go in and we work with clients over the long term, like over 6 months. So, and not just on Facebook. We work on different marketing strategies to work in with the whole, different platforms.
And I love the fact that for you guys, I mean, obviously your focus is on Facebook with what you do, but you have a really holistic approach to the marketing. Like, you understand that they need to be on a few different platforms and a few different things. You're an expert in the Facebook, absolutely, but that doesn't mean you ignore everything else. You understand it's part of the process.
Well, I guess that's falling back on my, 15 plus years as a general manager. I mean, obviously you can't be a successful BDM or a successful GM without that full understanding of not just marketing, but how it actually is implemented in your business. So again, that is our point of difference. So there's a lot of marketing people out there working in marketing that are very good at what they do, but they don't quite have the understanding of how it translates into someone's business environment. So, and I think that's what my clients resonate, particularly my little micros, because you and
I both love working with those micros.
They think it's beyond them, and and to just see that, you know, that light bulb come on. But yeah, for this webinar, the once-off mentoring package is a 3 to 4 hour session. It's normally $240. And yeah, we're offering it for $199.
Awesome.
So,
so if that sounds like something that you guys would be interested in, we've put Gina's contact details up on the screen now, but we'll also put them in the email that you'll receive with the recording as well. It's a really great thing to be able to take advantage of. And as you can hear, Gina has a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. So we know that she will be able to help you out. Gina, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've had a blast.
It's a blast whenever we get together.
I know, yeah.
We can't say. Yeah. And thank you so much, guys, for attending. And if you have any questions, just reply to the email that you received when you got this recording. And we'd love to be able to put you in touch with Gina or have a chat to you. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the next webinar.